What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Heels review and breakdown. In this heartfelt episode with us learning more about why Willie and Bill have so much animosity, and there is more to the story than the drunken Ric Flair alike, which I'm pretty sure I shouldn't say that name anymore. We also got a short cameo of Mick Foley, which I'm gutted was just a single kind of showing of a podcast host. But hey, I always love seeing the hardcore legend. And of course, every single legendary wrestler seems to have a podcast these days. Of course, just think of Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast and Talk is Jericho. A lot happened this episode, but it didn't at the same time. I like the setup as we have the big episodes that happen at the DWL shows, and we have the episode after dealing with the fallout, sort of like pay-per-views and the TV show after. Albeit back in the day I had to wait until Friday to watch Raw or Nitro after a pay-per-view, because in the UK they aired them on Fridays. It took a while for them to have day and date. We have Rooster, who I thought would be happy after last week, with our boy Jack explaining how he knew his name, all the names that other people call him, and seemed like he was very in on Rooster. It's just that the storyline was a bit different at the moment, but he will have his time. However, it does seem like it's very empty, and he doesn't really care about Rooster. And he was doing what Apocalypse said, Rooster that is, and going to talk to him, but he's too busy even to listen to his wife sing. He sure as heck ain't gonna listen to Rooster. Now, he is wooed over the course of the episode by the owner, and hey, I don't blame him, of Dystopia Wrestling. If Jack didn't run things like a dictator, he could have the roster a lot happier, albeit the others are happy because they're just not as talented as Rooster in every facet of the wrestling business. And the question is, when will his debut happen? Will it happen before the County Fair show? Which could be actually interesting. However, he does show his problems as he acts a tough guy with the owner of the Dystopia Wrestling. He just needs to, chill out. The guy was like, yeah, I'm really in on you, and I'm willing to give you an advance of $1,000 to get you. But, of course, Rooster's anger, possibly many years of being not the guy, is coming to the forefront. We also had the fallout of last week's cage match where Ace broke Bobby's leg, which also made me realise why I thought Bobby had a kid in the earlier episodes, as the guy whose kid Ace is the godfather for looks remarkably like Bobby. It's the kid's christening or baptism, I'm not really sure what the difference is. Crystal is thrown out to pasture by Willie and Jack. She's blamed for what happened for inciting an incendiary person, but hey, Ace is an adult and should be able to work out what's kayfabe and what's real. I mean, kids do it pretty sharpish. He does have a good lot of growth this episode, Ace, having watched old home movies, and starts to try and make amends with Bobby, who is just the sweetest guy. I really love him. Ace is trying to turn his life around, but it doesn't seem to go anywhere. Same with Jack, the characters who seem stuck on repeat, and everyone else around them seems to grow. It might be because they are essentially a mirror of Bill and their dad, as the show opens with their dad talking to Willie, explaining how they're in the red too much, and history is repeating itself once again. Our boy Jack is deep with the county fair, as they need to fill 10,000 seats, but his efforts are at the expense of his wife's happiness, and she's feeling neglected again, which is feeling very, very boring as a watcher of this show. It seems Jack and Ace's stories seem to just keep treading water. We spend way too much time in this show with Jack and Ace. I get it, they're like obviously the main part, but it'd be nice to, see undercard guys, other wrestlers, and see more behind the business. It seems like the show is kind of the same each week, but I really enjoy it. However, he's landed a big podcast with a former wrestler played by Mick Foley. I felt this lacked what I was hoping, as it was a bit of a nothing scene as Jack refused to confirm the main event. He's working against himself as Bill is clearly the draw from what he said, and Willie and Jack need to work with him. It's a triple threat ladder match, and if he puts it over either Jack or Ace, it's fine, as Bill, 1, doesn't need the strap, and 2, he's over the hill. No one's expecting to win, but Jack can't look behind himself. Heck, even announce it as a podcast exclusive would do numbers, but again, he is working against himself. Now, Rooster and Crystal are desperate to be in the show, but are treated like crap by Jack and Willie respectively. Bobby says how Crystal should be wrestling, but she looked kind of down on by Willie, who maybe is trying to protect her after what happened to her back in the day. And we learn near the end with some stunning acting that Jack's dad was, I think, going to be scouted. That's what I got from it. And Willie left being a valet and leaving, of course. Bill backfired, as Bill was the only one to make it out of Duffy, which is interesting and changes things heavily. Bill never came back to Duffy and put them over, as he didn't have anything to come back to, and this sort of broke him. Similar to Crystal and Ace, except it's a bit different. Ace tries to make amends, but you know, Crystal, you do you, girl. However, troubles are at home for Jack, as Stacey doesn't feel like she wants anything and wants Jack to have a day off. And yeah, it just keeps going on with that story. But some things do need to bend before they break. And hopefully Jack tries to get more people in on the work. This was an episode that pushed things forward, but there was no major moments except, of course, Rooster. But that was something that happened over the course of the episode. And of course, him leaving is going to be fun. It's going to be interesting to see where the main event of the county fair show goes. I really enjoyed it, but Ace and Jack being down in the dumps is just, come on, let's push things forward. Let's see some other people. I did hope this would be sort of like Glow, where we see the entire range of the entire wrestling company. So yeah, I think the Crystal and Bobby storyline last week was refreshing, and Rooster's storyline, or at least I hope, gets some more time on the main card, so to speak. And Crystal and Bobby are my favourite characters so far. But that is it for this video, so please do drop a like down below. Do subscribe with notifications on if you want more from us, and I will see you soon, and goodbye.